Hey, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. You have reached Ready Set Crypto. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of August, and you have Mav and Doc here, your hosts for tonight. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to do just a open Q&A session. So whether or not you want to see technical analysis or you just have questions on your favorite project, this would be a great day to do something like that. So we don't have anything really scheduled to present. We're just going to do just kind of an open session there. So let us know where you're coming in from. Make sure you smash the like button when you check in, just to let people know that we are getting started here. So we'll get started here in probably in the next 5 minutes or so, and we'll get you out of here by the bottom of the hour. How's that? All right, we got Aussie Slade coming in, Australia. Amsterdam was Steph. We have Slovenia. What a beautiful country. Heerenveen. Let's see, Barry coming in from the Netherlands. Wonder who your favorite F1 driver is. All right, we got Seb coming in from Florida. Welcome aboard, folks. How's it going out there, Mav? What's going on in your world?
Hello. Yeah, just trying to see where the market's going, and as usual, we can only have so much of a good thing. That the bull market in its infancy, unfortunately, did not last very long. Did it? It wasn't a bull market at all. But that aside, I think we're still in a pretty good spot with the markets and just kind of seeing where things go from here. And I think a lot of people are asking, is it going to break lower? Are we going to see Bitcoin go back below 20K, things like that? Yeah, we'll be covering that today, and so much more. So put in your questions now, and especially if you want to see some tickers, or you want me to do some fundamentals on some projects, throw them into the chat, and we'll get to them shortly here.
I'm not hearing any echo in Mav.
Oh.
Mav in stereo sound. Oh, that's strange. Yeah, we don't have anything set up differently, so unless it's coming through my mic or something like that, it's slight. Yeah, I wonder if it's coming through my headphones. Maybe I'll suck them into my ears here. It's coming around into the mic. I had that once. I was doing a webinar, and I didn't realize I had a laptop in the other room that was broadcasting, because it was like I was using it to capture the webinar, and everybody's like, man, you got a lot of echo on there. So yeah, I can't hear any echo on Mav's side, but all right.
Doc, sounds like you got this one.
My shirt almost matches the brick. Yeah, am I like fading in? Yeah, my skin tones like fade into the brick. Next thing you know, it's like sounds like Daft Punk. I have no idea, guys. This one's over my head. I'm not sure. Just enjoy the weird sound today, I guess, is all I would say. Okay, so do we have any questions for Mav, or should we go straight into the chart stuff? So if there's any coin pairs that you guys want to see, any coin pairs, let me know, and we'll get started doing those. Otherwise, maybe we could both handle the question that George is asking. Mav on shrooms. Yeah, it's going to be one of those sessions today. I can tell. So yeah, George's question is, what's the probability of having this wedge break to the downside? Ooh, well, I'd like to hear your take on it first, Mav, and then I'll throw in my 2 cents on here.
Probable. I'm going to keep my answer short.
Okay, probable. That's good. I would say here. Let me. I can't talk without drawing, so I'm going to bring up the charts. And so what I'm anticipating, and this is across every market. Actually, let me go out to the NASDAQ, if you guys don't mind, because so goes the NASDAQ, so will go crypto. And what everybody's talking about is the 2008 analog. And I'm not going to bring this chart up, but this is almost exactly what happened in the latter part of 2007 and the spring of 2008 is we got up to the 200-day moving average again, and then it collapsed in a heap and it went down 57%. So it was just a terrible, terrible bear market, just a soul-crushing year and a half. And so everybody is seeing the same exact pattern. And I tell you what, when everybody sees the same pattern, they're very likely to be wrong. So I asked myself, what would have to happen for the majority to be wrong? And I think what would have to happen is we'd start to see a pullback here. And so I'm going to do this on the NASDAQ first, and then I'm going to translate this over to BTC. So what could kick this off is the beginning of a pullback here. And then everybody gets totally bearish and says, okay, here we come. And the whole, the entirety of Reddit just lights up red. And everybody starts asking, hey, how do I buy puts? And how do I do this? And how do I short stock? Or how do I short coins? And you'll see that happen. And then what you'll see next is it explode like this. So to me, that's my thought of what could happen here in the next couple of months. Now, if we translate that over to just BTC, we can see that we've got somewhat the same pattern. Rising patterns tend to break to the downside, and it's starting to break right now. So I think there's a good chance that we maybe break down, maybe get back down to 20,000 again. And that would be about the same time that I'm thinking that we'd see some type of rally coming up from here. So it may not necessarily be a bad thing. You're going to see if we break this pattern, you're going to see every media source out there going, oh, here comes the next season of winter. Here comes crypto bear market 3.0. You're going to see everything in that manner, right? It's going to be the same kind of thing. But this is exactly when the markets are usually set up to, the institutions will hammer that thing and just squeeze the shorts out like nobody's business. So I'm looking for that, and it could happen right around 20,000. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the price drop out of the pattern there, George. So good question, though. All right, what else do we got? Mav, you got one there from Coob that you can answer?
Yeah, I just listened back and it's pretty bad. So unfortunately, I'm gonna probably keep this short.
Is it happening on both mics or just you?
I think it's me. I don't know.
Well, that's strange because you sound fine here. So I'll have to go listen back to it. So, all right. So, well, everybody deal with Mav's voice, and we'll get you out of here at the bottom of the hour. Okay. So let's see. You got a question here. What industry do you think will lead the way? DeFi, gaming, or what?
Yeah, I think that's here. I can pull up a nice research study on this and answer your question with data, hopefully succinctly, so you don't have to listen to my voice too much. Is that here? Okay. Ooh. All right, so we look at the state of blockchain. This is a VC funding report, and it breaks down sort of all the industries that we have in the crypto space. And specifically, what I'd be wanting to look at is, Web3, NFTs, gaming, metaverse, DeFi infrastructure, and kind of the funding trends around those. So if we skip to page 73 here, you can kind of see that Web3 funding deals in 2020 year to date, about 10 billion, which is, huge. That's something we definitely want to see. This is also a pretty good trend. And compared to what's going on, say like NFTs, not quite as much funding, and kind of more of a clear indication that it's falling off the cliff, at least right now. But definitely is another one of those hot areas. So NFTs, gaming, you're asking about, and DeFi. DeFi is still very much in its infancy. It still only represents, single digits in terms of the overall crypto market, in terms of capitalization. But in terms of volume, in terms of the funding, it's stellar in a lot of ways. So yeah, I would highly recommend checking out this report. It's very interesting to go through and kind of see who's investing in what and why. But to answer your question very succinctly, yes, there's gaming, NFTs, metaverse. That's going to be one of the leading sort of industries or subsectors of crypto. But I also watch Web3. I also watch DeFi. Sign language. I don't know. Yeah, ET phone home.
Let's see. Okay. Does BlackRock want it to break down? Okay, so there's a couple of questions in here. First of all, the dementiphobia. Can you explain why a rising VIX, more volatility, is considered bearish when volatility is direction neutral? All right, it is time for the magic pen. Okay, so now I wish we had this in, we sort of have versions of this within crypto, but nothing as deep. This is the volatility index. And so basically what you're looking for is high values generally equate to, I'll write this on here, fear. And down here is complacency. I'll just put a big C, complacency down there. And so lower values are implied. So this is the forward, this relates to implied volatility, right? So this is the implied volatility index. So what you will find is, if we just map this out to the SPX, and I used to know how to put up two charts at once, but I'm not going to bother here. So you can see that late November, what you find is that markets that move higher like this tend to go very slowly. There's smaller candles. So there's the saying that markets take the stairs up and they take the window down. They take the window down like this. So market volatility to the downside tends to be much bigger. There's more volume on downside moves. There's a hell of a lot more fear. And fear generates, so there's the notion of fear and greed that's out there in markets, to me, is all fear. It's not really greed. Greed is, you don't find many people executing greed in markets, even though it's the popular notion. It's the fear of missing out is what people chase after on the way up, and it's the fear of loss on the way down. So the fear of loss is much, much more powerful than any other emotion when it comes to markets. And so this is why we're going to have much more volatility, and hence, therefore, why the VIX goes much, much higher during times of fear like that. So, it's an analog that's been around for, the last 40 years or something like that. And I think it's pretty accurate, even though the way that they measure it seems to kind of come and go from time to time. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else that has come out? Let's see.
I'll quickly answer Coop's question about some of the Web3 projects that I've been watching. Mind you, this was collected back in June, but this is, some of our just going out and looking for what are standout Web3 projects. So yeah, you got your common suspects here. And then we get into ones like you brought up Flux. That was definitely one that I've been watching. It's been performing very nice recently. As well as some other ones like Band Protocol, Ocean Protocol. You know, well, like to see what's going on with Optimism since it's airdrop, Sama, Arweave. Yeah, lots of very interesting ones out there, and then some very small ones like Octopus, DIA, Syntropy, Eternity. Yeah, just look for these sort of projects that are kind of on the cusp of what's happening in crypto. Web3 is not a very well-defined space by any means or measure, but I think it's still one that's going to be attributing a lot of value and is going to mature a lot in the coming years. So look for projects that are starting to build towards that. And then to the question about people wanting the merge to fail, Ethereum's merge, we don't necessarily take that stance, but we are, I'm going to say critical, but we are trying to like downplay a little bit of the hype because there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of out of control hype that is making the merge to be something that it's not. And just want to like set people's expectations correct. I think already we saw it last week, those expectations are getting a little bit out of control and starting to say that, you know, Ethereum is going to do, you know, things that it's not going to from this. Now, it's important, don't get me wrong, and I do hope that it goes through. But at the same time, it is it's going to be a slow process, and it is still ongoing. Just because the merge happens doesn't mean that it's done. So, okay, Mike is good now. Awesome. All right, I don't have to be. I hear you, but maybe they don't. Can anyone hear Doc right now? Oh man. All right. Well. All right. We'll pass the baton. All right, Doc, back to you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we've got Mav on 2 inputs on my OBS, and I think that's what the problem is. And somehow they're delayed. So I shut off one, and then it shuts me off. So we'll just shuttle back and forth. All right. So I'm gonna run quickly here. We'll probably wrap up here in the next 5 minutes since we're becoming a comedy show here. So let me take a look at the charts here for you guys. And so one of them was CHZ. And CHZ, this is interesting because it's starting to come out of a descending pattern. Now, notice what's happening here is that this run here is about the same as this run. Okay, so what you might want to, although the volume is really good, the volume is much, much bigger than what we had over here. So that looks good. That looks like a good shot. What I would want to see is some type of pullback along the way and then move into a new high. And that could happen maybe at 22 cents or something like that. Okay. Yeah, have Mav do the charts. So that's CHC. That's a nice start. That's a nice start to a move there. Okay, EWT. Let's look at EWT versus the US dollar. And boy, this looks like all the other meme coins. This looks like Shiba, and it looks like Dogecoin, where they got a big pump here recently, and it's consolidating. So this is okay as long as it stays within this range. If it starts to drop back down into here, I would say get out of it. But I like the volume that's coming in. That's a good move. This could be the very beginning of a decent move. You can see this is moving out of a base. That's a big, long cup-shaped base it's broken out of. So that's good. I like to see that, but it's got some work cut out in front of it to keep on going. Okay, the next one is Flux. Flux versus Tether. Let's look at this one. again, the same kind of thing. We talked about all the bases last week. We talked about these round bases, and now we're seeing some of these coins actually break out above it and doing so on pretty good volume. So these are good signs for at least some of these coins that are doing these base breakouts into new highs. So I do like that. It would have to break above 1.2 for me to get involved with that. Okay, QANX. All right, and we're going to look at that through wrapped ether. This does not really look good. I think we looked at this last week, and it has failed to break out. So this one continues to head lower and does not look good today. Okay, let's see, KUJI. I don't know what this is. So if you've got a ticker for whoever asked for Kuji, if you have a ticker for that, I don't have a ticker that I can look at. If you've got a different ticker that's besides this, that would be great. Okay, let's see if there's any other ones that came in. Okay, YOP, let's try YOP. And YOP has had a wild couple of days here. That's not an especially good sign to see this kind of a move. Look at all the volume that's come in there, but it's up and then it's back down again, and it's been rejected. So I don't know if this is exchange specific. That was a huge pump. It's almost like a pump and dump signature that happened on something like that. Somebody pumped it up there and sold straight into it. That's why the volume peak is there. I would avoid something like this until this sort of monkey business goes away. And the next one that we had there is, okay, so Aussie Slate, I don't have the ability to chart Kuji then. CAW, let's try this. This will be our last one for today. And then we'll try to figure out some way that we can both talk at once. Okay, I don't care for the chart on this one. This is super volatile and then just sort of went away. So there was a lot of volume in here. There's absolutely no structure to this whatsoever. I won't trade anything like this unless it's got some structure to it. But right now there is zero structure to what's going on. So don't like it. Don't like it. And that's it. Okay, so we'll go back to the middle here. Mav, do you have any final thoughts here for what's going on?
Yeah, just be careful out there. Obviously, just because meme coins were going up does not mean that we were in a bull market. And conversely, I think there's definitely some concerns going on with like MakerDAO right now. I'm covering that in our newsletter today. I don't know if it's going to collapse or anything that dramatic, but certainly it's something to just bear in mind. Maybe look up on what's going on with Tornado Cash and all that stuff. It's there's always drama in the crypto space, obviously, but yeah, if there's concerns about another stablecoin collapse, that's something that I would be a little bit risk averse. Just bearing that in mind. So otherwise, yeah, with the Fed's notes today, obviously crypto corrected a little bit, but it's going to be another 30 plus days until we see the Fed. Right now, the CME Fed Watch is projecting another 75 basis point move, but like that's a whole month out, and we could see a lot of things happen between now and then. So that all said, just stay safe, stay secure, stay solvent. And yeah, this is traditionally one of the tougher areas of the year for crypto. People are just taking vacations or whatever. It's one of those like challenging market environments, and certainly this has been a very challenging year among many. So again, just stay capital preserving. Don't go in the like whatever's mooning or whatever. That will come. We will get to that point again. That market will come back, but not right now. It doesn't seem. Well, let's just pump the brakes a little bit, watch what happens, and just trade dispassionately, basically. But other than that, stay safe out there, guys. Doc, you got anything else? I'll throw the baton back over to you.
No, I was going to say, if you, guys, if you like what we're doing and what we're saying. Check out our channels. We've got ReadySet.trade. I've got a free channel that's out there. You can sign up today for free and just sort of follow along and follow some of the videos and some of the market minutes that I sent out. We also have ReadySet.vision as well as ReadySetCrypto.com. So ReadySetCrypto.com is our production service for what we're doing here with crypto, and we're keeping up an active watch list and buy points and stops and everything like that. So we've really moved over to more of a trading type of service while we're in it, because this is a trader's market, right? This is not a market where you just throw coins in and everything goes up. It's a trader's market, and it's a swing-based market. So we have to take profits into strength and not just hold them, in perpetuity. So this is a very different market. Trader's market is always going to happen during the bears, but it's possible to do quite well through the volatility for something like that. So check our services out. And with that, guys, thank you very much for once again showing up and offering some great questions for today. Matt, you got any final words?
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. And we'll see you next week. Cheers, everyone.
All right, everybody. You guys take care. See you around.